towels that he uses, of different colors even. But Lily Zhang, during our Ask a Pro Anything Live, talked about her superstitions and her pre-game rituals, including folding the towel very neatly, among other things. Dmitry Ovtcharov, world rank number 5. Not to mention taking down a current professional player, Panagiotis Jonas, along the way.
Right.
Koki Niwa, world rank number 11. The receive there was trouble. Koki Niwa with a subtle topspin serve. The shovel coming around the outside of the ball. Very subtle on the contact. Going for broke, trying to play the short. Happy to take him for you. The body language for me of Dmitry Ovtcharov right now is the body language. No cracks, though. Still, looks a little bit slower than usual. There's a much better backhand, opening up deep to the backhand corner. You know, this is the backhand that's beaten Zhang Jiko on several occasions. Pendulum serve and a follow-up forehand flip. Deep. One of the best forehand flips I've seen. Now those are more the caliber we expect. And Look at these angles. Koki Niwa inside out, right off. As the smaller of the two players, it takes him longer to cover the ground. But his change of pace, we see some very heavy underspin on the pendulum near the body. A little bit more difficult to read. Soft spinny shot from Koki Niwa to hang on to a
form there in the men's team event, but here for sure he went up a level. He's in very quickly.
Here's one of the signature and iconic serves of Dima, the tomahawk. Now he has a few different modes with that, quite common. And there it is, the heavy, heavy underspin, difficult to read, right into the bottom of the net.
All right.
It's incredibly deceptive.
Love the backspin.
And he breaks the wrist and comes underneath the ball, so that's 3 points in a row for Dima. Big point for Koki Niwa to take the lead. Attempted chop, blocky lob. And the kicker, but the backhand rockets across the tape. Matches in tight situations, so bravo on 2 serves played. And Koki Niwa right back.
So one thing about Ovtcharov, he will innovate.
When a backhand's hit that to her during one of Dima's matches.
Oh, fighting.
Backhand, amazing off the table, counter crossing the court. I mean, this is the real power. I've seen some of the best rallies from Dima. Beautiful backhand. Pick a spot on the table. He can go either corner. He's changing up the patterns, and what a comeback from down 4-8 in game 1. Dima turns it around to please the home crowd, and Koki Niwa's got his work cut out. Game 2 coming up. And we're back for game 2. Dmitry Ovtcharov, what a save in game 1 over Koki Niwa, who was looking quite dominant throughout almost all of the first game. When we got down to the deuce points in the serves, that tomahawk serve and the third ball backhand attack from Dima, just unstoppable. Koki Niwa is going to have to find some answers in the receive game once again as Dima starts off continuing the tomahawk serve. That's the heavy, quick to get into the second point.
Well, if you needed an injection of confidence, that is a massive, massive boost.
And that's another one where when you watch Koki Niwa, we talked about how relaxed he looks, and sometimes like he doesn't even care. We've seen a chop block attempt. Beautiful. This time the chop block comes onto the table. He's trying. We see him looking. He goes for a flip.
From the backhand, he changes the direction very late, and that does wrong foot opponents.
Direction, the less time the opponent has to prepare for it.
Now,
that's a surprising way to win a point. Short side of the table, a bold shot. High risk, 3 points. Koki Niwa taking it back.
keep up the tempo of his play.
Oh! The first ball was so difficult, the touch shot. And when Dima unloads like that, the timing, high risk right off the bounce and to the short side of the table. This is a 10 on every account here. I mean, difficulty, performance, all the judges would hold up a 10 on their scorecards right now for that shot. Well placed on the body. This should be a close one as well. Going for the big counters. Koki Niwa gets one backhand rip in. This is my favorite point of the match so far. It's explosive power again, both testing. Niwa doing whatever he can from both wings, moving back. And solid build too. He can hit the ball quite hard when he gets the swing. But a bending ball a little bit. No, he thought it was over for sure.
Won clearly, and so did I. And Koki Niwa was stolen it.
Now this is the adjustment is made. Push finds the net here. Sure to do it. Inside out forehand down the line, 11-9. And Dima looked a bit frustrated. We'll try to find out what that was when we come back from this short break. Stay right here. Game 3 coming up after this. The table, Dmitry Ovtcharov on the receive, tied 1 game each, and Koki Niwa with a quick start for the step around.
Strokes, Koki Niwa has the quicker strokes, but we've mentioned I think some 8,000 people in this hall, and maybe 7,999. Well, that just underlines the young man's talent.
No, that makes it. I mean, the shot before. So the 2 points come right.
Mistake. That highlights a reason why Ovtcharov is such a world-class player, because he's prepared.
Ovtcharov, who is champion level in 83 in his region of the world. Again, down the line right off. We'll see him do that from time to time, but still no ballroom receive. I think we called it the ball, trying to be an innovator like Dima.
Absolutely, why not?
Nice parallel shot to the short.
Forehand, but Ovtcharov is that little bit different. He plays much more from the centre of the table, a bit like Koki Niwa's colleague Kenta Matsudaira, playing from the centre of the table. It's much more difficult for Koki Niwa, gives him chance to execute his stronger side, the backhand, which we saw there, and then praise his backhand.
So that's one more reason Koki Niwa will have to stay close. And he does, comes in. Stats between games that showed how much Dima does play to the backhand of Koki Niwa. In the last game, right in middle. I thought Dima was out of the point. positioning.
Yeah, that's right. He produces something from nothing.
Top of the net and just out. Dima continues his streak and
sometimes just tries to do a little too much. But there, look at his hand skills.
Shot to tie it up and now has 2 serves. Oh, too wide, no chance, not even with the wingspan of Dima. Surprised that one sneaks under the racket. Heavy topspin for no.
You're just not sure.
Oh, beautiful backhand. Looks much like the backhand for Dima. Oh, long push to the backhand and the balance for Dima.
Mine, can I topspin this service? Yes, good.
Well played. Oh, put it in the top 10. Koki Niwa with a fist in the air. This is just an incredible point. The angles he's created, he's really testing Dima all around the table. We got backhands and forehands from both sides. If you go down the checklist on this point, they've both got it all, and it takes everything to finish it. Too fast, too furious, right off the bounce, Dima. Backhand's too difficult, and he uses it well. A clutch game to take the lead. It could have gone either way. Have decided every game we've seen so far, 13-11, 11-9, and 13-11 again for the King of Europe, Dmitry Ovtcharov. I don't know if I've seen him do that on court before, that little fast footwork that we see Tomokazu Harimoto and some others do. Different game plan, Niwa trying to get in. Difficulty on the receive. Haven't seen too many of the backhand serves from Dima that he does. One of 3 of his signature serves, I'd say.
Just gradually over the years, that became more and more exaggerated to the service he has now.
Serves from Dima, nothing too fancy.
I mean, one of the important points is that we compared the first attack. So quite rightly, Koki did. Now you've confused me.
Just on the screen.
I've got to do my homework on this one. They were very comfortable serving from the middle of the table with the backhand, and if you speak to Primrats, he would tell you he felt he could control the service better.
Spin variations are much easier. Had a chance to see Primorod's here. Man looks like James Bond.
Jockey.
He's in.
It was good to meet Jockey again. Never
most celebrated U.S. players.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The ingredient, it was just unstoppable.
No, after Dima,
you can come in with that confidence.
Yeah. But there we see again the backhand, very, very.
I'm trying to read the differences. When he tosses
it, can you?
It's difficult. When he tosses the ball out wide to the forehand, it seems a little bit more likely. You're thinking placement on the hand?
I'm thinking placement on the racket. Sometimes he will be making contact at the bottom of the racket, come under the ball to create backspin. Sometimes at the top of the racket, the ball will hardly touch the racket, and therefore there'll be no spin.
Right, this is another thing that I think a lot of mid-level players don't consider, but where on the racket they get the ball.
The elbow didn't work.
And just to stay on that point for a moment, when you are serving, the toss is up to you. You're so clear on where the ball is. There's no rotation on it yet in general. So you can control it, hitting it up near the hand more, at the edge of the racket. And a timeout here. So it's on the side of Dmitry Ovtcharov. An important call here, Jorg Roskopf again.
The only question I put over that timeout is Niwa having the next service.
Right. It almost feels like a time.
More effective. We see. It's minimal decisions. Look, I mean.
And there's that.
Oh.
Backhand once again, reliable as you said, Ian.
Absolutely solid from that side.
And I'm looking, this toss goes a bit wide to the forehand. Well placed, low to the net. Sort of trying to understand what it might be like to be them. Oh, beautiful block like a wall. Manages to keep the racket on top of the ball while he's backing off the table. With all that power coming in from Dima, it comes back quite fast.
Oh dear.
Well played, topspin. Oh. That's surprising. A kick, the second bounce, and it jumps out to the edge of the racket. Goes for the backhand attack, but no dice. Another 2-point win, and it's Koki Niwa to tie it up. We're tied. 2 games each. We'll be back for Game 5 right after this. It's become untied. Although 11-8 in Game 7, that's how India finished in favor of Dmitry Ovtcharov, the king of India as well. Ooh. Okay, I think that stayed on the side of Dmitry Ovtcharov based on his...
The big matches, he has responded every time. I mean, he's tended to respond. Okay, you'll take me back maybe to, where were we? World Championships in Suzhou. He went out first round to Lee Sang-soo.
That's right.
Yeah. But since then, I think the record has stood up very well.
He's only got the 4 top Chinese players in the world in front of him. Occasionally, Jun Mizutani's back and forth, but the body length...
Ooh, so fast.
But where they were, he was up 2-0 against Fan Zhendong, and the ball broke at deuce in Game 3.
That's right.
No! I want to see the speed on that shot. He snaked it up, a little after motion. I mean, this is Koki Niwa. This is what makes him so fascinating. You don't see after motion in the middle of a rally very often at all. On a serve, yes, but this ball's above the table, too. And he touches it with side spin and immediately throws his racket the opposite direction to add some confusion and hesitation.
Not one of ballroom dancing strokes. No.
That's not a ball, that's a snake.
Oh, snake.
It's an
okay.
over the table snake.
I'm learning, yeah.
You know,
to lead, to what extent is this because Koki Niwa came back in the previous game?
Opportunities he had. Demon knows he can be playing better than this.
Well, nothing's gone right.
That's a big shot. Deep to the corner.
I tell you, if that had have come back from Koki Niwa, he just shut his eyes and swung at it. I don't think his eyes are open here. Just have a...
All right, we see some positivity in the step and the vocalization here. Dima trying to pump himself up.
Back in motion.
Good start to the point. He plays it back deep to the backhand, gets him off balance.
Too big.
And right down the middle, too. Dima tried to cover that with his backhand. It's a very difficult ball. Oh, my goodness. Just give us a few minutes with the cameraman.
Oh.
Edge of the racket. I had to wonder, it went on serve here. Powerful shots. The first forehand from Koki Niwa was much like the Dima forehand, just swings so hard. And it comes back. This one quite a bit.
I've every respect for Dima Ovtcharov. Now he has to get his head together. He just wandered a bit, I think, that last game. That's
feet, trying to will some positive play out here into Dima. Oh, just missing the table. This looks like an exhibition point.
Dmitry Ovtcharov come out with this game. The tempo, much faster tempo than I saw. Let's see. That's correct. I know again he missed it. Roscoff will have wanted to see.
Right.
That's it, strong.
Yep, the first one a little softer and spinny, and as soon as he knows it's coming back long, he's got the placement. It's in his sweet spot. I talked yesterday with Gavin Rumgay about sweet spots, and Pham Jandong seems to have that angle's just too wide. Koki Niwa has been creating that from early in, but then you have to cover more ground side to side. Oh, to the corner, beautiful punch shot.
That can have a massive, massive mental effect. Things are going my way now. Okay, again he missed, but that's the right...
Because it's a much more efficient stroke. Dima's not as flexible in the wrist when it's played to the middle. That was too good. I mean, the chop block left low. The touch shot looked like it was around. Outstanding play once again. It was great patience there. Now, this was a much more successful setup. That tomahawk serve, he tends to get the backhand he wants. I can only think of one point where Koki Niwa had a receive that really deterred the third ball attack from that tomahawk serve.
Now, Ovtcharov's strength is strong with the first backhand.
And we've got the timeout for Koki Niwa. Again, he's leading 3-2. He's still in the lead. This could be the end of Dima's tour.
Japan, I mean, this is a new Japan because we saw them last year Olympic Games, we saw them World Team Championships, silver medalists playing extremely well. Now, just less than 24 hours ago, mixed doubles gold medal. I worked out on Koki Niwa here. Now, Ovtcharov, first backhand if you can. That's clever from me. And he got it.
Good. I mean, the step around attack from Koki Niwa, it looked like the point would be over for sure. This is an all chips in shot from Koki Niwa. The opening attack from Dima, and right down the line, a parallel, well anticipated from Dima.
Oh, what a shame, because for me, he was playing correct to his Ovtcharov. Whoa, and this is it. I mean, this is where I think
the combination again. He spins it up with the soft backhand first. Spinny follows up with the punch, and by punch I mean ripping backhand, going for the winner. It's a little bit tougher to avoid.
Out to the forehand, Niwa. Yeah, that's better.
Just long in the counter.
So close.
I was wondering how long, you know, and this is always the question. When you've got the backhand that Dima does, he's won points like this, countering backhands from way off the table. He can lob for a long time. And for Koki Niwa again, that is the biggest backhand we've seen on a receive yet. And Koki Niwa goes bold, but it grab your saddles. Game 7. Dima sending us there with a backhand off the bounce that we have not seen yet. The crowd on their feet. Get comfy. Get your healthy snacks. The decider's coming up right after this. It's game number 7, Koki Niwa with the serve. Now, Ian, you were talking about a good 80% popular consensus there.
See, look back on. Oh, don't run round. Not necessary, but he got away with it.
Wow, that's... Wider and wider. Every shot in that rally was a forehand for Dima. And the first several were good. One shot that's really difficult to make for Dima when he goes down low. Tomahawks feels like a team sport when you've got a coach in your corner.
Yes, I think there's maybe a few thousand not, but very fast. So fast.
Pitch and a 1-point lead.
Could well be.
Too quick off the bounce. Koki Niwa doing his work and staying in close, taking it early. You know, you mentioned it earlier, Shushin's stealing. He's definitely sticking to it and executing. Again, you can see the persistence, the backhand wide to the forehand, and then he tries a little bit more. And he does twice in a row. That one.
Oh, great recovery.
Why not the tomahawk? I'm just wondering. I feel like it's been so successful.
Just try to get the backhand. Yes. Oh, what a shame.
Oh. Too difficult again, that bending inside-out forehand. Well played, again into the middle and then wider to the forehand, but he's favoring the forehand side. Well, this is going to be tough. I mean, we saw in the match before, 5-point lead, 5 match points.
Now, that is some of the most emotion I've ever seen from Koki Niwa. Did you see the clenched left fist?
All right, fast serve, playing some risks and opening up with the forehand. Dima saving 1 point. This is where a timeout was called. Wow, bold. Wow, off the bounce. He just doesn't stop taking the shot. 3 match points to Koki Niwa. Perfect shot down the line. He lobs it up, and Dima has time to run around and put it away. Match point saved.
Look at that, packed. Absolutely packed.
Once again, a beautiful shot comes back off the bare hand. Oh! Niwa 11-9 in Game 7, and there's some emotion for you. What a performance. You can't play a point much better than that.
A neutral, but we've seen some absolutely wonderful table tennis, the highest level. Commiserations earlier today to Lin Goyan.